Okay, so kindergarten, welcome back to your grade level link. For week 8, we are going to be making a really cool collage using newspaper and scissors and glue. And what we want to do is we want to go through the newspaper and try to find all sorts of patterns and letters and fonts. Fonts are the different types of letters that newspaper companies use. And what we want to do is on a surface, we want to create a landscape that has different heights and different widths and different patterns using just the black and white parts of the newspaper. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a white piece of paper, which is going to become our background. Now you can use your paper vertically. Vertically is when something goes up and down, or you can do it horizontally. Horizontally is when it goes sideways. And I think I'll do mine horizontally. And so boys and girls, if you do not have a newspaper at home, you can certainly use magazines or the back of cereal boxes or anything that has print. But because I want mine to be black and white, I am going to be using a newspaper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out really cool shapes that look like buildings, and I love this word news right here, and I think I'm going to put it sideways to look like a tall skyscraper. So the first thing I want you to do is go through, oh, look at this, look at the back. That's really cool too. Those look like little windows on the building, don't they? Is a newspaper that I want to make into a different shape, because not every building that I've seen in a cityscape is a rectangle. So if I fold this in half vertically, so if I fold the building in half like that, the tall way, and I go ahead and I start on the outside, not where it's folded, you want the open side. Hold the fold, okay? And using your scissor hand, go in and just cut out a really cool shape. I think I'm gonna make this building a bit thinner. And when you open this up, you'll get a symmetrical shaped building. That sort of looks like the Empire State Building, doesn't it? So I'm gonna use that, I like that. Ooh, and look what I came across. I just came across the comics. How cool will these be in my collage? You know, boys and girls, using something like the newspaper to get you started on a project really can help you become inspired to create. You don't always have to think of everything on your own to start off. And that's why going to a museum, or that's why paying attention to things around you is really important, because those things around you are what gives you ideas to make your own stuff. So if you ever want to make something and you're not quite sure what to do, grab a newspaper, grab a magazine, go for a walk. You can go online. There's many museums across the country that have online tours that you can take, and you can see all different kinds of art created in all different time periods and by different artists, and you can get inspired to create your own type of art. I love collaging. Collaging is so much fun. You can get lost in just all these shapes that the letters make and all the pictures. And there was an artist whose name was Henri Matisse. And Henri Matisse was a very famous painter. But as he got older, he realized that he couldn't see the paint and the canvas as well because his eyesight was getting poor. So Henry turned to collage, and he would take all kinds of brightly colored paper and he would cut them and glue them and arrange them into really cool art projects. And his collages are actually some of his most famous works of art. So let's take a look at what I have so far. I have my background, and I have all my different pieces that I cut out. And what I want to do is, before I glue them, I just want to put them down. Let me pan you down a bit more so you can see. I just want to kind of arrange them a bit to have an understanding of how my collage is going to look. So you want to get pictures and shapes that kind of work off of each other and are a little bit different in size, and the shapes are thin and tall, and you want it to look like a real city. A city just doesn't go evenly across. There's all different types of heights. So I'm happy with that, and I think I'm going to start, of course, with the one that I did my folded trick on. So I'm going to take a glue stick, and I'm just going to rub the back with some glue. Okay, see it's sticky? And I'm going to lay this down and make sure that it's all stuck. And I'm going to continue. I'll actually work upside down so you can see it on your side better. So I'm just going to glue and stick, and you can do something called overlapping. Overlapping is when you put one shape on top of another. That's what makes it look like a city too, because city buildings do not just line up perfectly, because when you're looking at them, they overlap, and some are in front and some are behind. And this is that one that I cut out, that's just the gray piece. I think I'll put that right here. Look how cool that looks within a second, boys and girls. I'm loving this, I'm loving it. Let's see. Whoa, I shook the camera, sorry about that. And you know, just to change it up, instead of putting my crossword the right way, I think I'm going to turn it sideways. And that just kind of will make people look at it a bit differently. Oh, look at this, guys. See, I glued this before I really took a look. I was going to do that, but if I turn it around, look how cool that piece looks. That's okay. I think I'll put that right here. And you want to work yourself off the page. So you want to start from one end and go completely to the other. And if you have a newspaper, you'll have plenty of material to work with. So you can definitely do that. Got a small building there. And I'll show you a little trick. If you glue a building, I'll show you this little trick, guys. If you glue a building like that, and it's off the page, if you have glue on the back, just fold it over, and it makes a perfectly crisp edge on your building there. So that way you can just tuck it over, and you don't have to cut it. I think I'll just do that again. Just fold it over. I'm gonna put a little glue on the back. There. Look how cool that looks. What do I have? Ooh, I have a gray pen. This will look kind of cool. And I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add some detail. I think I'm gonna draw a little plane up in the sky. And I think I'll put the moon out I'm gonna leave some white spots in the moon. Do you see how I did that? Just to kind of make it look more interesting. Now, if I wanted, I can cut these shapes out of the newspaper as well to make it a total collage, but I'm doing something called a mixed media. Mixed media is when you combine art materials. So I'm using newspaper, so collage, and pen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my pen and I'm gonna add and color some details. I actually love that this is gray. I thought I wanted a black, but I think the gray is a little bit softer. And if you don't have a gray pen at home, you can try doing it with another color and see how that would look. I think that might look kind of cool. And I think I'm gonna put little plus signs in the sky to indicate stars. This will be a nighttime picture. I could put a hot air balloon in the sky. Maybe there's a hot air balloon overlooking the city. I can put an alien ship. Maybe there's an alien invasion on the city. Isn't that great? I think I'll put a line right here and add some shadow into my building just by darkening some spots like this here. Do you see how I did that? So you can really quietly sit by yourself for quite a long time and work on a collage. And you can see, oh, you know what I think I want to put? I love when I see a water tower on top of buildings. It looks like this sort of, it's like a little, see my water tower? And I can just keep going and adding and designing. But I'm happy with that. I think that looks good. So you can see, boys and girls, how just by taking the newspaper that would go into the recycling bin, you can create a really cool collage of a cityscape using just black and white and a piece of paper. So boys and girls, give the project a try. It's quite easy. I'd love to see what you're making. So once you finish your project, you can email me at pricet@pearlriver.org. I'd love to see what you're making. And if you master the collage project and you'd like to try another city project for this week, you can go on another grade level link and see what they're doing as well. Please make sure you fill out the Google form, which is located on the home page of my website, and give it a try. I hope you love it. I love it. And be creative and explore with collage. So boys and girls, I'll talk to you next week. We'll have more fun and exciting things to create, do, and explore with art online. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great week.